Hello Clash fans, Trample damage coming at you today with my current favorite Townhall 13 spam army. Oh man, I didn't have my army set. There. My current favorite Townhall 13 spam army, I'm calling it 4x6. This blend of giants, yetis, witches, and ice golems with a double quad quake has been absolutely shredding. I'm doing great in all my multiplayer attacks. I'm just 3-starring everything. Obviously, multiplayer attacks are easier than war attacks, but I've been using this in clan war as well, which I will show you at least 2 from the last clan war that we went through. Now, what I will say is, I love double quad quake. So 4 earthquake spells, as you know, I hope you know, will take out any level wall, doesn't matter how strong they are. And using 2 sets of earthquake spells where you can open up the base and also damage the town hall to then use the log launcher to help take out the rest of the town hall is an amazing and very powerful army. However, before we jump into that, of course, I don't have a jillion subscribers on YouTube, but you guys can help me square that away. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you are, please continue using code Trample every time you make any purchases, and always check back here for great tutorials. So you can see here, I went ahead and opened up this part of the base. I wanted to pop the town hall, and you can see there, almost 50% of the town hall. It's right at 51% of the hit points that are left, but for all intents and purposes, half the hit points on all of these buildings in here are all that will remain. We missed 1, 2, 3. Oh, it would be this way. Earthquake. No, we didn't get the Inferno Tower. Whatever. Town Hall, Clan Castle, Scattershot, some important buildings have been taken out. Over here, we also popped this area open. Now, what I like to do as much as possible is open access to as many compartments as possible. Now, because this person has the, open wall corners to foil wall breakers and super wall breakers, this is a perfect kind of layout for this army, which you can see here. We've got 6 giants coming in, followed by 6 ice golems, followed by 6 yetis, and 6 witches. I literally just spam a line down the side, and then I go with my heroes, my log launcher, and usually right after the wall wrecker, or the log launcher rather, gets into the base, I'll wind up putting down a rage spell and triggering the Warden's Eternal Tome. You can see in this particular attack, we did bring the Royal Champion along the right-hand side because I wanted her to take out these defenses here, working down toward this multi-target Inferno Tower. Now, the synergy that you get between the golems, the giants, the ice golems, the giants, the yetis, and the witches is really, really powerful. You can see the Warden ability triggered there, and we've got the Town Hall taking damage from the log launcher. The Royal Champion doing what we wanted for her to take out that Inferno Tower coming down the far side here. We do have a poison spell that I inappropriately placed to help take out the headhunters that were targeting my Barbarian King, but that's okay because I had my witches and my Archer Queen taking out the lava pups from the Lava Hound that was tormenting my troops in the middle there. This army works so well in conjunction because the ice golems and the giants obviously getting in there and dealing some damage, with the yetis coming in behind and the witches creating all the distractions with their skeletons. They just march across the base, and usually what happens is by the time those ice golems are done freezing defenses and giving the yetis and the witches and your heroes a chance to really take the base over, you've got like a horde or 2 of skeletons that are usually sitting around ready to help your heroes finish off the end of the base. And more often than not, it is actually the heroes that deal the majority of the damage in the attack, especially toward the back end of the attack. Very, very powerful army, and it's really all about the approach. Trying to find out, coming across base like this is not always the safest thing to do, but it is something that can be done very, very successfully if you think about the path your troops will wind up taking. So that was the second attack that we had made there. Let's take a look at the first one. Now this one actually, I messed up here. I forgot to bring a poison spell. I had a second rage spell, which we'll show you is okay. We wind up doing the same exact thing, and you can see this attack took about 1 minute and 40 seconds. We go ahead and start over here with Quad Quake, opening up these walls, and you can see all of this, my yetis and my ice golems and my heroes have access to all of that, and then we use the other Quad Quake to open up this core, where now my troops all have access to the town hall, and my heroes, at least my Archer Queen, along with the witches, would be able to also reach these ground expos coming in here. And oh man, we are stupid. I already put all my troops down. That's one thing about this stack. I deploy these troops really fast. We'll just go back here so you can see the line that comes down. And I'm actually going to do a video on this to show people how I wind up deploying these troops, because I do this, I put 3 fingers on my iPad and I zoom out so that I don't have to like, I don't have to like twist my fingers to get them to spread out, but you can see it goes giants, giants, and it's 3 at a time. Then ice golems, and then witches, and witches, and then yetis, and yetis. And really all I'm doing is with my right hand, I'm tapping the screen with 3 fingers simultaneously. My left hand, I then select a different troop. Log launcher in the middle, heroes coming in, and I wind up putting a rage spell right on the way in here and triggering the warden's ability right before the eagle artillery winds up hitting. And it is such a very powerful way to start approaches into the base, because almost my entire army is covered by the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome. Log launcher getting to work on the Town Hall. You can see the Town Hall has already taken half of the damage from the earthquake spells, and the log launcher, it just continues to fire logs, dealing damage to the Town Hall. And in many instances, the log launcher will actually take down the Town Hall completely on its own, with no assistance from any of the other troops. But this army is so powerful, and it's actually really easy to use. It's great against centrally located town halls. It's great against stuff that doesn't have a whole bunch of wide, big, boxy compartments. Because when the wall segments are 12 spaces across, what do we have over here? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you dropped earthquake spells in the center of this, you wouldn't be able to get this row of walls and this one. So when you have bases that have a bunch of compartments that are 12 walls across, those are a little bit tougher to use this army on, because you don't get as much value on the earthquake spells breaking open quite as many compartments. But you can see how much stuff there's left down here. We've got a couple of witches with a ton of skeletons. We got the Grand Warden, who's about to go down to the single target tower. Royal Champions in here chilling with some Yeti Mites who are going for that single target Inferno Tower. 1, 2, 3, 4 Yetis, just an absolute horde of skeletons. We got some skeletons over here. It's just such a powerful army composition. You have to try this. Similar armies will work at other town halls, but at Town Hall 13 right now, I'm just really finding such great synergy between the giants and ice golems as the tanks, because giants actually do a decent amount of damage, and then the yetis and the witches come in to finish it off. And not that I'm trying to burn my clanmates' bases, but I want to show you another thing that I do sometimes. Some bases, here's a boxier base. It's a little bit tougher to make this work because it's harder to get the outer layer of walls broken and still be able to open up enough compartments on the inside of the base. So what I did instead was I dumped 1 Yeti to bring a super wall breaker and 3 sneaky goblins. And the 3 sneaky goblins are being put to use up here to take out these 2 gold mines and this elixir storage, with, of course, the super wall breaker on his mission to get into the base at any cost. And what we have now is, I'm going to go show you my earthquake spell placement. So I left this wall intact here, and the idea was push my troops into this area, and they would sort of funnel, like any troops that go in here would move archer tower, mortar into the center, and then here troops that come in would go air defense, cannon, archer tower, gold storage, and then mortar and eagle, but then would move in toward the core of the base, with those 3 buildings having been taken out by the sneaky goblins. But then I use my other quad quake to hit the town hall and open up both the compartments that are housing the scatter shots, and the base has just been laid bare. Then I go with my normal 3 golems and 3 golems, and then 3 giants and 3 giants, and then yetis, and then witches, and my log launcher. And I do have my Grand Warden come in. In this case here, I went ahead and sent the Royal Champion in up top because I wanted to make sure that she was helping these defenses go down. That way it would push the rest of these troops down in here toward the core and in toward the center of the base. This is such a powerful army composition. I cannot stress enough how versatile this army is. There are so many bases that it's able to take out really great clan castle troops here up against a couple of rocket loons and some super minions. A very difficult clan castle for some people to wind up managing. And those free spells, in addition to the ice golems, can help slow down a lot of the defenses in the base. I usually, more often than not, will wind up using the ice or the free spells against either the scatter shots or the town hall, because those are usually the biggest problems for this army to deal with. With the way that my troops are spread out so much, the Eagle artillery doesn't punish groups of troops because they don't tend to spend a whole lot of time together. So my bigger scary targets are usually the scatter shot because they fire so quickly, and of course the town hall because it just does so much damage to so many different troops at the same time. I have to tell you, if you I have never tried this type of army composition. I'm a huge fan of double quad quake. Like if you check out my other content, you'll see a lot of my content actually winds up using a double quad quake. And this looks like it's going to go on for a further 40 seconds as these guys are running through. So we'll jump out of here, and I will show you at least just one of the regular multiplayer attacks I just made a few minutes ago. And that's actually kind of a weaker looking base. That's the thing about multiplayer. You can't choose the bases you're going against. This one's not bad. The walls are not perfect, but that's okay because we wind up cracking them all open anyway. Same thing, double quad quake on the outside, double quad quake to hit the town hall, and don't underestimate the power of 50% of those hit points going away from these bigger buildings. So try to hit the higher defense, higher hit point buildings. Ice golems and giants, then witches and yetis, and then a log launcher and heroes, and a rage spell, and run, and everybody just carves through. If you are still hanging around, hopefully it means you really like my content. I am considering doing a solo podcast. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, comment down below and let me know. I'm not sure how many people actually would be interested. I was part of a podcast up until toward the end of last year, and that ended up, being canceled essentially after the second season. And I have had a lot of people encouraging me to start another podcast. But I don't know that I want to do it with a partner, which I think would be more interesting and maybe more standard, but I'm also able to talk about a lot of different cool stuff, so I've been thinking about doing that. If you are interested, please, comment down below, let me know, and of course, share my content with your clanmates. I have a lot of great tutorials, especially for the challenge bases that we wind up putting out, as I come up with really good and easy to copy methodologies for defeating those bases. But in the meantime, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you are using code Trample. Check every time you go to make a purchase, because I myself sometimes will go to make a purchase and I forget to have creator code Trample in there. And then I have to remind myself, wait, put in the creator code. I do appreciate all the support. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to also check me out on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all my social media. I appreciate the support, and we'll check you guys out on the next video.